What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about 6 things that I have learned, and you're probably learning them too right now. 6 things I have learned when chasing someone, okay? Now that it's over, this was years and years ago, I see the life lessons and the flaws and mistakes I have made, and I'm going to try to save you some dignity, some desperation, and some embarrassment, okay, with this video. So before we jump into this, if you can, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I love you forever. And if you haven't yet if you haven't got my free ebook or worked with me, the links are in the description and in the comments, okay? So we're gonna jump right into this shit, this juicy content, okay? The number one thing I have learned, again, you have probably learned this already, but it's worth mentioning. The more you try to make it better, the worse it's going to become, okay? It's like someone's dangling a carrot in front of you, and you're like, I got to make this better. If I don't make it better, then I'm really not going to get with her, because the mindset she's in or he's in right now is not the mindset I want them to be in. Like, I want them to like me, and I have to apologize. I have to do something to make it better. I have to make them see me as worthy, as valuable, as, usually people go about it by trying to apologize or by trying to play mind games back, something. And let me give you an example of this. Now, I didn't do this, but this is what I mean. Let's say you and I were talking, and I really, really liked you, and I came off strong, and I was trying to get with you, and I wanted something with you, but you just didn't feel the same. And it got to the point where I was really annoying. You're just like, dude, I just want to be friends. Like, I don't want anything with you. Like, again, it could be 1,000 reasons. Maybe I was clingy, needy, insecure, try too hard, whatever, okay? And then I go back home and I'm thinking, well, shit, like, how do I, she doesn't like me, and she flipped out on me. I don't know what to do. Blah, blah, blah. Well, the worst thing I could possibly do is try to make it better by for example, someone might show up unannounced with flowers, saying, here, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? It's like, don't do that. They're not looking for your apology. They just want to be left alone. To get someone reattracted to you, you got to create space, time, distance, okay? They're in that mindset of, I don't like you, I don't want you. So the worst thing you could possibly do is try to convince them otherwise. It just causes tension, okay? Stop trying to make it better. It's only going to make it worse. Just create some distance, okay? The second thing, this is the one that probably ate me up alive. I wouldn't say it's the worst, but it did eat me up alive. And number 2 is not having closure is going to be an effing pain in the ass, okay? Like, you need that closure. And if you don't have it, again, it's just going to consume you, because you want to know what you did wrong. But here's the problem with the closure. I always say there's 3 stages of getting over someone. There's the actual, like, I'm obsessed with you, I'm going to try to get you back, like the denial. Then there's like the semi-denial, which is like, okay, I'm over them, I'm done, I can't get them back, but I want closure. So you're using the excuse of closure to close the gap and say, hey, can we talk? I don't want to get back with you. I just need some closure. I want to know what I did right, wrong. And then when they open that door and say, okay, I'm gonna tell you how what's wrong, then that's where you leap on them and say, and you try to justify your position, or you give them an explanation on why it is, and hopefully you try to win them back over that way. So closure is a good and bad thing. I think you should just move on. I think you pretty much know what you did wrong, but at the same time, a lot of people want that closure. And when they, but the problem with that is, when you get that closure, you are going to try to take advantage of the person. And of course, the third stage would be, you just got to accept, getting over the person. I mean, that's that. Okay. So closure will eat you up alive. Number 3 is, there's no way you can win. Now, I'm not saying you can't get someone back, but a huge majority of the time, you're in a lose-lose situation. Here's why. It always comes down to value. That's why I always tell women, get my book on value. Get my value guide. If you need it, the link's below, okay? You need to know what to do from the beginning to prevent, or even throughout the process, to prevent a guy from pulling away, okay? It comes down to value. And think of it like this. If you're trying to sell someone a tennis racket who doesn't want a tennis racket, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback. He's going to be like, dude, I don't want it. Like, chill the fuck out. I'm done. Like, stop. Okay. You're in a lose-lose situation. Now, I have a lot of clients will tell me, well, what do I do if I don't text him, then it's like I'm damned if I do it or damned if I don't, right? If I text him, then I'm looking needy, clingy, insecure. But he's not going to text me. So if he doesn't text me, then I'm not going to, we're not going to talk. And it's like, well, that's kind of how it, and again, this is the lesson I learned. That's the harsh reality. That's kind of how it is. Again, if he doesn't want a tennis racket, if he doesn't play golf, he's not going to buy golf clubs. If he doesn't see the value in something, because value is the benefits based on a particular goal, right? So if he doesn't want you, then he likes you less. And whoever see, the thing is, he doesn't give a shit about the outcome. So he's not going to put the effort, the time, the energy, all that kind of stuff in it, because he just doesn't give a shit, while you do. And you have something to lose because you're trying to get him back, right? So you're always in a losing situation. That's why I always say, again, like I said, number 2, it's just best to pull away and do your own thing and let his mind readjust. That's the best thing you can do. Now, number 4 is you're selfish. You're very, very, very selfish. Now, this is going to be a little harsh, but I meant this with myself too. If their version of happiness doesn't have you in it, then so be it. Okay? If they want to live on this earth but not have you in their life, then you need to respect that. They deserve to be happy too. And just because you like them so much, that you're forcing yourself upon them, like, just like me, I want to be in a relationship with you, without having any concern over their wants, needs, desires, and an outcome, then that's very, very selfish. That's a very me mindset. And no offense, but if that's the case, then you kind of deserve to be single, because you don't deserve to be in a relationship if you're in that mindset. Okay. Now, if you did something wrong, yeah, you can try to rebuttal and give them an explanation, try to work things out, but if their conclusion is, I don't like you, I'm sorry, I'm doing my own thing, you need to respect that. And a lot of women don't, including me, so it's not just you, but I didn't respect that either. Like, I kept pressuring her, which goes back to, the number 1 thing. Like, you just tried and try. And as you can see, all these thread. But it just does a lot of damage. And if you're in that mindset, you're really not going to win them back. It's just inevitable, okay? So if you're in that me mindset and you're only worried about your outcome, even if he came back, he's going to resent you. So give him the effing space, okay? Number 5 is the reason they pulled away isn't the actual reason you think. See, a lot of women would tell me that a guy, let me give you an example. A lot of women, and I'm not saying this isn't true, because guys do pull away after sex, because sometimes you just want sex. But at the same time, let's say a woman and a guy hook up, and after that, he pulls away, starts acting different. Well, it might not be because of the sex. It might be how you acted and reacted to having sex, or everything led up to that point. Because here's what I always say this. It all comes down to the aura, the atmosphere, what's going on. If you're putting on the serious vibe in the beginning, he might be cool with it. But then after hooking up, that is a huge step, okay? And guys automatically associate, feelings and clinginess and emotion with sex. Now, even if you're not that way, people just it's media, it's society, it's social constructionism, it's evolution. We just associate hooking up with someone as something more intimate than not, okay, if that makes sense. So if you hook up with him and he starts to pull away, it's not necessarily, no, I'm not saying it's not, but it's not necessarily because you were actually hooking up with him and then after that he's like, you know what, I'm done. It could be 1,000 other things. Or if you guys go on a first date, or let's say you're on your 3rd date, and after your 3rd date he pulled away. It might not be the 3rd date or something you did on the 3rd date that made him pull away. He might have realized, okay, I was right. I don't want this. This isn't the same thing I want, so I'm going to pull away. It might have been something you done prior, is what I'm trying to say. It's not always the reason right before he pulled away that is the reason he pulled away. It could have been something prior, okay? So it's important to look at everything. It always adds up. It's a lump sum. Everything adds up. And if he feels at the end of the day, okay, I like it, he's going to stay. If he feels like I don't like it, he's gone. And finally, number 6 is they're not worth it. Now, I know you probably don't want to hear that, but after, I always say from a level 1 to 10, after a guy falls below a 5 in an interest level, it's not worth it. It's almost impossible. I mean, like 99% almost impossible on getting a guy to come back and commit to you. When he falls below a 5, he goes based on convenience. He just doesn't give a shit. You're not a priority. You're not something he's looking forward to. He's not wanting the same thing as you probably. If it falls below a 5, if he was interested in the beginning and then it falls below a 5, it's probably because you did something wrong, okay? And he's just not interested, and it's not worth the effort. You're going to be putting so much time, energy, and effort in. At the end of the day, you're going to come up short, and you need to realize that. And that's why I'm here to tell you that. I mean, it sucks to hear, but if you fall below a 5, it's just not worth it at the end of the day. There's so many more guys and girls out there who would treat you 10 times better, who are 10 times the quality of this person, which no one believes that. Like, you got to find that out for yourself, right? You're gonna break your own heart and find out the hard way, which is okay, but that is the truth. Okay, so with that being said, ladies, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Check out my free ebook, my value guide. Again, subscribe, click the bell down there too, so if you want my notifications right when they come out. And again, those links are in the description and the comments. I love you, ladies. Take care and peace.